A new generation of trainers stands at the foot of a mountain. Up at the peak sits the thrones of 4 kings. 2 thrones sit empty, and at their feet is a wave of veteran trainers aiming for greater heights. Who will come out on top? Find out now on the Weekly RemARC. Hello everybody, you're listening to the Weekly RemARC. I am Dozer, and welcome to Cycle 7. As you know, or may not know, in the beginning of a cycle, we don't have a previous week to go over here on the show. So instead, we do a roster preview where we take a look at everyone who registered in time to be a part of Week 1, Cycle 1, and we get to do some shout-outs, what everyone's styles is, you know, what their masteries are, and just kind of take a look at how we think they'll do this cycle and stuff like that. But before that, a few announcements. First off, ARC turns 2 years old this month at Cycle 7. The Arena Revolution Championship started 2 years ago. I could look up the exact date right now because we have it down somewhere, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to take time away from this. Maybe we'll catch that next week or when it's actually a little bit closer to the date. Actually, I think we hit the date either this week or next week. I'm not sure. Really not sure. So anyway, welcome newcomers and spectators. Hope we can get to entice all of you to participate, whether that be with battles or side games. Remember, the Game Corner does not require you to register. But to compete in dark matches, you will have to register and pick your style and your types and all that fun stuff. So if you want to play dark matches and possibly chase down an imprisoned target, you can register and let the arcades know you will like to be inactive. Welcome back, veterans and champions, both Spence and Venge. New faces means new opportunities. Hopefully, you're ready for the challenge. All that's left here is some IV store updates. So I'm gonna not mention a lot of these, but the IV store happened over the last week or so. It was fun time. Over I think 200 and some IVs. I can actually look this up really quick. You'll hear about more on this week's Arconomy that Spence is going to record. But if you look at the IV store, 342 IVs were spent in total on the IV store. 423 IVs were spent overall during the registration week, including the IV store. So there were a certain number of IVs that were used on something else. You'll find out if you A, do the math and think about it real quick, or B, well, there's a lot of ways to figure it out, so good luck. But we're not telling you, no spoilers, you'll find out on the fight card tomorrow. But moving on to the main thing, the roster preview here. We're going to go down from top to bottom, alphabetical order. We're going to hit up with my boy, my man, the man with the monotype plan, Abront. So Abront is taking a step back. Well, I think he was doubles class last cycle. So I think he's returning to singles, but he's not jumping into the Uber's mastery. He's using a monotype mastery with his specialties being PU, Ubers, and monotype, and he's got a doubles OU secondary, and he's fighting in this primarily a singles class battler with styles in ground, normal, and psychic, which is an interesting type combination. I'm looking forward to see how that works out for him. Following that up, we have the master, the ace of doubles battle spot, Syracuse, with Dark Flying Steel again. These types have worked with him. I think he used these 2 cycles ago, and they've worked for him really well. They're really good in battle spot doubles, and so expect good things from him. Following up, we have Dan, the Gaming Man, a new member of the RemARC team, by the way. I don't remember if I actually mentioned this when the show started, but he's going to be taking over Imprison this week. Well, not this week. There's going to be no Imprison podcast this week, but he's going to be taking over the Imprison show this cycle to let that keep going. So, greet him well. I think he'll do very, very well on the show. But I also think he's going to do okay this cycle when it comes to battling. Dan, a primary doubles class battler here, once again rocking that doubles battle spot, both specialty and mastery, same as Syracuse, but with a fairy fire flying style. And this one, I think size style is a little less diverse in options, but they're both hitting main things. They both get Lando T. They both get Incineroar. Sai not having Tapu access, Dan having Tapu access. But with Incineroar and Lando, they both have flying, so they have both weather and, sun and rain. They've got a lot of options just off that flying type. Flying is stupid strong in Battle Spot doubles because you get Lando T, you get all the genies, actually, and you get weather setters in two of the most prominent weather setters in Pelipper and Megazard Y. So, plus you get Mega Salamence, a bunch of other, dragons, and a bunch of good stuff. So, their types are pretty set up. And now we've got a newcomer here. One of the many newcomers to Cycle 7. We have DJ666 with a singles special. He's a single class battler. Well, let's not assume. Even though it's the internet, let's not assume. They're a singles class battler with an OU and UU specialty and an OU mastery. With no secondary. I forgot to mention Dan has a singles UU secondary. But back to DJ, rocking a Fairy Steel Water type core for their style, which you're going to see a pattern coming up here as I talk about. A certain type is going to be repeated, specifically a couple of certain types a little bit, but specifically one type. Lots of repetition. Lots of repetition in the wings. Moving on to the next person down the roster, we have yours truly, DozerZigashi. I am rocking a singles class battler this cycle. Was doubles last cycle, singles this cycle, but I'm an active, so it really isn't going to matter. Doubles battle spot secondary with a style of Bug Electric and Ice, because why not? Moving on, we have the commissioner himself, Evo Janus, with a style of Fire, Grass, and Steel, being a singles class battler, and UU and RU with an RU mastery, per usual. Followed up by Fire Gem, who for the first time in ARC, he has narrowed down his specialties. He's a singles class battler this cycle, per usual, coming in with specialties in PU, which is also his mastery, one of our better PU battlers in ARC, oddly enough, despite his record being overall unimpressive. But he does also have an Little Cup specialty, which is only shared by, it looks like 2 other people, one of which we'll get to in a moment. So Fire Gem, with that style of flying, ground, and normal, giving him some good options all across the board, with flying and ground being really solid in most tiers, but normal being really solid, I think, if memory serves me correctly in PU. I'm not a singles mastermind. Keep this in mind. I don't know singles super well, but I know that normal is really good in like the NU, PU, a little bit into RU range. There's a lot of normal types, especially normal flyings, but he's already off flying, but it's Fire Gem. He makes work with what he has. The main thing to remember is he has Palossand. If you don't know about Fire Gem and Palossand, when Fire Gem went on the map as a ace candidate to be a PU ace in ARC, that also earned him the title of the Jester of Chaos during the 2017 ARC Royal Court, was when he 6-0'd the current champion at the time, Abrant, with just a Palossand. He just put a Palossand on the field and won. That replay should be in our records. If you want to dig back, just look for Fire Gem. I think it was back in Cycle 4. Look for a PU match he had against Abrant. It'd be super cool. Or if you're really lazy, I might put the episode link in the description, which I probably will do. But it's a really iconic ARC battle, I think, for Fire Gem specifically. Moving on. Our second newbie of this roster in Hashok. If I'm mispronouncing your names, just let me know, people. Hashok is coming in with a style of Fairy, Psychic, and Steel, with a singles OU specialty and mastery and nothing else on the board. Just a straight up singles OU battler. Followed up by Heart Huang, I think is how that's pronounced. Another newcomer. Once again, if I pronounce these wrong, just DM me with a phonetic pronunciation, or if you want to be super nice, like a small recording of how to say it, and I will do my best to pronounce it properly. But Heart here comes in with a style of fighting, ground, and psychic, with a singles UU and RU specialty being a singles UU mastery. And then we have the man of a million specialties. I choose Pokémon, coming in with, of course, their patented normal type style, coupled up with psychic and steel. Last cycle, when Dart was still around, we said that the other two types in Choose's style weren't going to be things you would worry about, because Choose, when he first joined, made a very, well-known battler for only bringing mono-normal teams. And that didn't really stick anymore last cycle, but it may return, it may not. Choose is always a wild card when it comes to team building, but you can be sure he will bring a lot of normal types. And his specialty is singles. He's a singles class battler with a specialty, and I literally think he went and checked everything on the list. He's got OU, UU, RU, NU, PU, Little Cup, Ubers, Battle Spot, and Monotype. But his mastery? In RU. And a secondary specialty in Doubles Battle Spot. Choose has the most specialties of any other trainer, and he is proficient in maybe half of them. Probably none of them, but I'm gonna say half. Following up, it is the man with the plan. It is the memester Max himself, coming in with a style of bug, electric, and fighting. Ooh, that's a saucy style, with a singles class battler being specializing in OU, UU, NU, and Monotype with an OU mastery. Only our third OU mastery, and we're halfway through the roster, and normally OU has like half of the roster having that as one of their masteries. Granted, a lot of people still pick it as a specialty, but we're not seeing as many people picking it as a mastery, and I kind of would expect the number of OU masteries to go up with a lot of newcomers, and it may still do so, since it seems like a chunk of the people who kind of wandered their way in here over the last couple of weeks haven't registered yet, but there's still plenty of time for them to do so if they wish to. Moving on, we have an Arcade himself, Otto, rocking an electric grass water style, being one of our... Wait, let me double check something here. He is a singles Little Cup mastery, which normally is something, and I say mastery and specialty because that's the only thing he checked, and I'm surprised here, because I was expecting our next trainer here to have a specialty or mastery in Little Cup, because they're known for it. It's Reginanos, rocking that Dragon Steel Water type trio, with a singles class battler specializing in both UU, and RU, with a UU mastery. There's no Little Cup on Reggie this cycle. Reggie is historically one of the best Little Cup trainers in ARC, like the absolute best. And this cycle, where we have 3 people with Little Cup as their specialty, Little Cup normally being the least chosen specialty, even behind Singles Battle Spot and Monotype, well, maybe not Singles Battle Spot. Couple cycles ago, I think Singles Battle Spot. Don't quote me on that. But definitely behind Monotype, he's not rocking it this cycle. UU with a UU mastery. Return to basics, maybe? Either way, we got another newbie coming up right here. The Sage of Mugen. Coming in with an electric steel water style. Singles class battler. All of these newbies seem to be rocking that singles class, but they have a specialty in OU, UU, and RU, with once again an OU mastery. Moving on, we have one of our other VGC doubles battle spot aficionados, let's say. I wouldn't say expert, I wouldn't say specialist in the sense of they're an ace at it, they're really, really good at it, but in they're well-versed in it, at least. They're known for being a primarily doubles cartridge VGC doubles battle spot battler, and that is Shiny Satan, aka Shadow, aka Shiny Shadow, aka the edgelord we all love to pick on. And he kind of likes it, I think. Maybe. I hope so, because He's not telling people to stop, and we still kind of do it a little bit. Not as much as we used to, but just a little bit. Anyway, Shadow is here with a Fairy Flying Steel style. Really, really solid for that doubles battle spot. Specialty / mastery, and he's got nothing else to his name in his chosen specialties. It is straight up doubles battle spot, aka VGC 18. Moving on, we have Cements. Another one of our, GMs, I almost said arcades, one of the GMs, also one of our fellow RemARC host members, even though he hasn't done a show yet. He is supposed to be doing an Arconomy episode this week. Keep your eyes tuned out for that, but they're coming in here with a Flying Steel water style with a singles UU specialty with a mastery in UU, and they are, of course, our current reigning IC champion. Following that up, we have the man who crushed my soul and dreams last cycle as he went on a 13-0 rampage, taking most of my records from me. I guess you can't hold on to records while you remain mostly inactive, but this is the world champion of Arc, Venge. And they come in, once again, with that mastery in singles Ubers, specialty in singles OU and Ubers, with a Dark Poison Psychic style, so switching things up a little bit. Really cool types, no ground in Ubers, but with Dark and Psychic, especially with Psychic, they have a lot of Ubers mons with Psychic. Poison gives some neat, really niche, interesting options, and Dark, of course, is a really good type in general. And then a secondary with doubles battle spot, which is probably where a lot of that Dark typing gets justified because you get access to Incineroar, who's really good. So Avenge, our reigning world champion, not much to say. Watch his matches anytime you can. They're great. He's going to pull out some good teams. With that style, there's going to be some really cool mons that he's going to be using this cycle. Moving onward, we have the return of an Arc favorite, Yui, spelled Yui, but we just say Yui, who is returning with a Fairy Flying Water style, and they have the singles OU mastery with singles OU and Ubers as their specialty. No secondary, doubles secondary. Followed up, we have the previous newbie now coming into their second cycle, the X Vendetta, with a style of Fairy Flying Steel. Don't sneeze, Dozer. Don't sneeze while you're recording. Okay, we fought back the sneeze. A singles class battler with a specialty in singles UU and monotype with UU being their mastery. And then, rounding out the lot, we have another newcomer, Yo Pierre. Now that's her name, Yo Pierre. I'm not saying like yo, hello, like Yo Pierre. With a style of Flying Psychic Steel, a singles class battler with a specialty in OU and UU with a OU mastery. But unlike the other newbies, this one, I like what this points to, a secondary specialty of doubles OU. I'm not a big doubles OU person myself. I'm much more of a doubles battle spot battler, a VGC player. Doubles UU is kind of fun because there's a lot of really niche, unique mons that you don't get to use elsewhere. Doubles OU goes a bit above my head, but it's nice to see someone besides Abrant who has that as their special secondary rocking the doubles OU. Hopefully maybe one of you, Pierre, maybe you will be proficient enough in doubles OU to be confident to make it your specialty and mastery, because we had a trainer who used to hang around here by the name of Pi, who used to be like, so this is going back in time, but it used to be there was this debate on who was better, Pi or Venge, because they faced off a lot, and Pi was really bad in singles, but very, very proficient in doubles. And Venge was Venge is still, amazingly proficient in singles, but wasn't as strong in singles as they were in doubles. Granted, still really good in doubles. Venge going undefeated in doubles last cycle, even taking wins off of some of Arc's best doubles battlers, like Syracuse. And, Pi left. They had a kind of rivalry going on. Pi was one of Venge's first rivals. And then Pi kind of lost the rival fight, didn't get interested in Pokemon anymore and left, and ever since then we have not had like a champion of Doubles OU. And hopefully someone out of all these newbies can become that new champion of Doubles OU. And I was a big Pi fanboy because I love me some Doubles, my Doubles brothers. I will never forget you. Together we ride Tune of the Night throughout the cycle 7, which is what we're at now, and things are going to be fun. This has been a bit of an impromptu episode. I've never done one of these roster previews on my own, so I'll get back into the swing of things. You'll have a normal weekly remark from me coming next week. Also, these weekly remark episodes, at first it's just going to be the weekly remark episodes, but we will try posting them on YouTube. Dan will hopefully be helping us out with the editing. I can do the editing too, but my computer, when it comes to rendering a video, oh boy, does my computer not like me. Hopefully Dan can help us out with that. Until then, the videos will come a day later, just because it takes time to render them and process them and upload them. It doesn't take much to edit them, but anyway, I'm DozerZigashi. I'll catch you all next week. Enjoy your first week back, boys, and welcome to all the newbies. See ya!